Rich people think different. Listen to me. Rich people think differently. So what I'm going to put in your head today is a rich people concept so you can get to understand it. The only difference between successful people and not is just how they think. Rich people think different. Quit letting people tell you got to get qualified in another program. You don't need another program to be successful. You need to change the way you think. So here's the deal. The problem with becoming a millionaire is that when you decide that you want to be a millionaire, you immediately start thinking, how can I become a millionaire? Well, that thought don't just pop into your head, so you get frustrated and you don't become a millionaire. And you start creating stuff like, well, I guess this wasn't the Lord's will, or as soon as I think of how I'm going to make a million. You can't think of how to make $1 million.
Welcome in, Jonathan.
Stop. Do you know how to make $1 million? What's the day? Tuesday? When you make it by Friday? When not you
How are you, bro?
by Friday? But suppose I told you how you can become a millionaire with what you have. Because here's the deal. All of you have everything it takes to become rich. You just don't believe it. Now, if you can develop this theory that I'm about to share with you, I have the way for you to be rich. This is it. First of all of you have a gift. God gave it to you when he created you. God never created a single soul without giving them a gift. That's the God that created you. He's a very smart guy. Here's the cold thing. When he made you, he put the gift inside you. He didn't hide it under the ocean. It ain't on the mountain nowhere. It ain't under no rocks. You ain't got to go drilling. God put what you needed inside of you at birth. All of you have a gift. But you have got to do your gift. The thing God gave you at birth to do. It is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Anything else you do, you wasting your time. Do you hear me? You wasting your time. If when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and it makes you sick every morning that alarm go off, it's because you ain't doing your gift. You're going against what God created you to be. Do most of you know what your gift is? Who in here doesn't know their gift? Okay, let me tell you what you do. Go home today. Don't talk to nobody. Sit down and have one conversation with yourself. What is the thing that I do the absolute best with the least amount of effort? This ain't gonna take you long. You old enough, you grown. Write it down. I don't care if it's networking. I don't care if it's babysitting. I don't care if it's doing color. I don't care if it's painting. Whatever it is, it's what you do, sing it. Whatever you do the best, write it down. That's your gift. That's it. You ain't got to go asking a bunch of people. They've been telling you your whole life. You know, you ever had people call you with their problems? They always call you with your problems because you gifted at it. But you didn't know how to identify it. If you identify your gift. Now, let me ask you this question. This thing that you're gifted at, if you did it for somebody, do you think somebody would pay you $10 for your gift? Just $10. Could you babysit for $10? Could you cut somebody? Could you cut their grass for $10? Could you make them a chicken dinner for $10? Could you do something for $10? Everybody, don't you have something somebody would give you $10 for? Okay, now, once you have something that somebody's willing to pay you $10 for, this is how this works. It's called the multiple scheme. See, you don't have to figure out how to be a millionaire. You just got to figure out the thing that makes you $10. So now here we go. You do it and you make $10. As soon as they pay you the 10, go do it 10 more times. Whatever it was. Watch some more kids, 10 more times. Get another 10. You got $100. When you get $100, whatever you did to make that $100, listen to me, do it 10 more times. You ain't got to get tricky with it. Just do it 10 more times. You'd have made $1,000. Whatever you did to make $1,000, don't get smart. Stay stupid now. Do it 10 more times. You have now made $10,000. Hold up. Now Now, I'm finna grow a little bit, but guess what you got to do to grow? You just got to do some more. Whatever you made $10,000 doing, I need you to do it 10 more times. What you tripping for? If you do it 10 more times, you got $100,000. Now, you might have to hire some people to make this happen. You got to figure that part out. But all you got to do is do what you did for $10. Once you make $100,000, if you just do it 10 more times.
Hey, what's good, Corzin? You just did your push session. Filling body with meal. Wish you amazing sesh. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start. Why not?
Why not?
Who's gonna stop you?
Who's gonna stop you?
Unless you tell it to the wrong person.
Unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama.
Listen to me.
Mama, listen.
Ain't nobody rich in this family.
Ain't nobody rich in this family.
Go ahead and sit down somewhere.
Go ahead and sit down.
Mama, unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, listen to me. I'm going to be rich. Ain't nobody rich in this family. Go ahead and sit down somewhere. Get yourself a good job. Oh, Mama, you must be right. No, Mama could be wrong. Because what you have in your imagination, God didn't show it to your mama. I'm sorry. He showed it to you. If you decide you want to be rich, if you decide to
Was there another
If
one?
you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who? If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start. Why not? Who gonna stop you? Unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, listen to me. I'm going to be rich. Ain't nobody rich in this family. Go in there. If you decide to be
If you want exceptional things, you have to be willing to work toward them for exceptional periods of time. I'm willing to bet 90% of people who didn't get what they wanted did so simply because they stopped too early.
I got out of my predicament because I didn't live in my current reality. Had I lived in my current reality, I would still be in my reality that was constructed for me. So I had to live in this realm that was dreamt of, and my whole premise was to manifest that dream with strategy. So I had to live as if it was real.
The thing that would be most upsetting to you is when your dreams come back to you and say, why didn't you give me a chance? Most people don't go after their dreams. Okay? Most of the time those dreams came from God, your very creator. And he's standing ready, willing, and able to help you.
The price of progress is pain.
You gotta pay a price for winning. But most people aren't willing to pay.
Oh, fuck it. I'm doing the photo shoot. I got somebody who wants to drive out here and take photos of me. I'm gonna say yes.
And if you
Life's too short.
you're not going to get an outcome that's really worth much.
And you pay it once. But literally you gotta pay it every single day. And the crazy part about that is the price changes daily. The price of winning changes on a daily
Paid photo shoot.
basis. You gotta be willing to pay that.
I turned it down.
whatever it is.
I just didn't respond. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You have a choice.
But here we go.
Do you want to sit down
Yeah.
and go back to that guy you once were?
Let's do this, bro.
So this is what it takes. Do you really want a safe place? Is that
Boom.
what you want?
I said, Mama, I want to be a fitness model. Mama, I want to be a fitness model. 13 years old.
In other words,
Oh, y'all are gonna see lots of fucking pictures of me now. You call me whatever the fuck you want. Break out your narcissistic words. Break out your your arrogance, your egotistical words.
Passion isn't
But
in a person. It isn't in a
I didn't work this hard to fucking wear a sweatshirt all day. I didn't work this hard to fucking isolate
Whatever
and
position you're at,
hide
you wanna be the
my
best. You wanna
art.
be better than anybody else. You can be the bull in any position you're doing. And
I wanna
if
be
you tell
seen.
yourself, I'm gonna do this better than anybody else. I don't care what the job is. I don't care what you do. You be the bull at what you do.
I should go to this motivational speaking thing too. I keep getting these ads. Inky Johnson, a couple other great motivational speakers. Somebody's trying to lure me into that because it's on every fucking feed, and I just keep scrolling by it. I'm gonna apply for it.
Am I willing to do this?
I got a story and words that can shift a nation
That only I can do.
or the world.
That's the real challenge, and that is something that I think takes your life to figure out. We can actually tell people that you are successful because you have found yourself. That it's independent of how much money you make. It's independent of how many followers you have. It's really about whether you have come to find out what it is that you can contribute, what impact you can have, no one else will have.
So the game of life, and it is a game, the end game is to be irreplaceable. You're one of a kind. You're original. There's nobody who can replace you, just as there's nobody who can replace Leonardo da Vinci. There's no one else like Napoleon Bonaparte. There's no one else like Steve Jobs. There's nobody else that can take their place. And that is the ultimate position of power in this world.
No longer push the snooze button. If any of you have been pushing the snooze button, waiting for some special moment in the future, waiting, then everything's perfect. Now is the time. The cosmic alarm clock is ringing, saying, wake up, it's your time. Your dreams, your visions that you have chosen you.
Let's go.
I'm suffering a lot more than I think is tenable. A whole bunch of it's my fault. My life is not in the order it should be. I know I'm doing 50 things wrong. It's like, what the hell's wrong with me? What's wrong with the people around me? This is really serious. No, I'm not okay the way I am. I'm not okay at all the way I am. I know that. Well, you're nowhere near what you could be. That's the positive message. It's like, yeah, you're a mess. You don't have to stay that way.
What makes Brady want to win a fifth? What makes Jordan say, okay, I got 4? Like, it's not even a new season. He said, we got this. What makes Serena get 23? I'm telling you, it's not the money, the network. It's not, the vision board. It's, I believe, for those of us who are where we are, it's something within, and you can't go buy that. Like, you got to go within and find that and pull that stuff out.
Every human being is born unique. Each one of you was born with the DNA and the configuration of your brain. It has never happened before in history and will never happen in the future. And I compare this uniqueness that each one of you has to a voice inside of your head. It's telling you, you should be doing this, you should be doing this. It's what fits you, it's what you're good at. But what happens with all of us as you get older is that voice gets weaker and weaker. You start thinking in terms of what really matters is I have to be comfortable. I have to look for a position that's comfortable. Well, masters are people who hear that voice and they hear it so strongly that they stay true to it throughout the course of their life.
The reason you get yourself in a passionate place is so that you change your life, and the only thing that changes your life is making a decision. So while you're in this passionate state, that's where you make decisions. If you make a decision in a state without momentum, you make a decision in a place where there's no passion, you are not going to get momentum. It'll kill momentum. It's decide, commit, and resolve.
For your life's task. This was what you were meant to do in life. That seed that was planted at birth in your unique.
Power is the worst thing that ever happened to me, the best thing that ever happened to me. Can you learn to stay calm in the chaos? Because my friend, I have the chills. If you can do that, it will serve you so well in every single area of your life. In a relationship, in business, if you want to be an athlete, if you want to play games, whatever it is that you do, one of the things that you're going to have to become great at is letting all of the noise drift away into nothing and getting into laser focus on the thing you're working on.
A holographic projection.
I just want you to try in those moments where you hear yourself, I want you to try. In those moments where you know that it's time to speak up, I want you to try. That's all that I ever ask of you, because if you simply do that, you will literally unlock the potential of your life.
That a lot of souls have been in for a long time,
It's through the
believing in
failure
something bigger than
that we
themselves and
learn.
outside of themselves.
It's the trial and error. The error part is hugely important. Nurturing the edges.
Purposely created by fallen
Trying to
angelics
keep the edge of things. Right? So in order to support innovation, you have to be comfortable with failing.
moment that you shift into the Christic time spiral, you realize that I am who I would look for. And you shift into the living light that reestablish your direct connection point to
You
source.
decided that something you wanted so bad that you were all your desire. You became obsessed with it. It was a business or a car or a relationship or a transformation in your body. If it's something you once envisioned and now it's real, it's because you didn't just envision it, you brought so much emotion to it that now it's in your life. It was once a dream, it was once a goal, and now it's in your life.
Because I know how hard I've played every day. I know how much I'm willing to bleed for my goals. So this is not about emotional austerity. This is not about grinding yourself into the dirt. First of all, it's doing something you love, so that as you're grinding and going that hard, it's something that you just want to do. On the other side, because you're going that hard, that you just don't have the guilt that most people have when you take time off.
Honor the struggle. Like so many people bemoan the hardship and they hate it. And I was like, and, you think anything you apply hate to quickly dies. You got a dream and you're hating the process, you apply hate to the process, the dream's gonna die. Be very careful of what you put hate or things to it. Most people do that with hardship. And I've always seen hardships like, I'm gonna honor this process. I'm gonna honor that this is difficult because that is precisely what's needed.
But most people have strategies available, or they could get them, or you could create them. But the problem is you got a story.
Oh.
The story is why it isn't working. And the story is, I've tried what? Everything. If you tried everything, you'd be fixed. There's always a story. And what I tell people is, if you can just divorce the story of your limitation and make the truth of your unlimited capacity, then the game changes.
Deep and lasting fulfillment. The thing that as a human being is good, the thing that we're all secret deep down, no matter what you tell people you're chasing, the thing you're actually chasing is fulfillment. You want to feel good about who you are. You want to feel good about your contributions. You want to feel good about meaning and purpose in your life. So those are the things ultimately that people are chasing. They think that money is going to give them, and that they're wrong.
True.
No limit people are human beings who take what they are and accept it, and don't tell themselves that somehow they're deficient because of anything about themselves. It's this idea of taking your life in your own hands and being the kind of person that you choose to be, and understanding that everything that comes your way is an opportunity, is a blessing. And it wasn't until I learned how to celebrate virtually everything that came my way that I was able to transcend it.
Does the decision that you're about to make expand you, expand your future, or expand the possibilities of your life? If the answer is yes, then the decision is yes no matter how terrifying it is.
Have a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. One of the central principles of my life is that no one knows enough to be a pessimist about anything. And that each and every one of us, when we close our mind to what is possible for us or what is possible for humanity, closes off the genius that resides and lives in each and every one of us.
Truth is, life will never be joyous unless you break the joy. I really feel like that. So many people are waiting to have happiness, and they're waiting to like, well, maybe when my boss loosens up, I'll loosen up, or when she's vulnerable, I'll be vulnerable, or it's like we're waiting for something. I'm like, it's not. Your life will never be what it is going to be unless you bring that thing.
Shakespeare noted, there's nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. There's nothing good or bad, right? There's just stimulus, and then there's response. People think that it is objectively a certain way. So now, because they think it is objectively a certain way, they feel they are supposed to react based on those emotions that are getting kicked up in their mind. What I'm saying is absolutely not. Those emotions may not serve you. They're certainly not aimed at moving you towards your goal. Their job is to keep you alive, plain and simple. So that's not necessarily very helpful in a modern context. So if you want to always be moving towards your goal, you want to be optimized, you got to learn to get control of your emotions. You've got to learn to understand to tell yourself a narrative that isn't predicated on necessarily identifying what is objectively true, because I don't think that we experience the world that way. It's identifying what's going to work to get me to my goal.
And if you don't find something that you love what you do, don't bother. Because if you don't have a passion for what you do and you love, it gets old. Okay? Well, if you're not passionate about what you do in life, it gets old, and then it becomes work. And as soon as it becomes work, we're finished.
Mm-hmm.
So this progress that we're creating in the search for ubiquity of happiness, for the utopia of this place that we will arrive at, this tropical place called happiness, is the biggest lie of it all. So the truth of our existence is that there is nothing truly on the outside that can ever fill us up.
Forgot to turn the camera.
A lot of you feel stuck because you're waiting for some kind of external force to either push you and pressure you to change, to be great, to be amazing, or you're waiting for somebody to give you permission. More than likely, no one's going. The only kind of force that will truly create is you, the internal kind of force. I hate to say it, but for those of you that feel really stuck, and you keep thinking that somebody's got to pick me, it's ridiculous. This is external versus internal force.
He said, then there are those who reach a stage in which they realize the futility of this constant striving, struggling for the things that perish. Things which, after they are obtained, prove to be shadows. It is at this stage that some persons turn from this seeking for things in the outer realm to a seeking for them from God. Taking the focus in my life off of the things, the accomplishments, the acquisition, reputation, ownership, which we begin to identify ourselves as.
Actually ask yourself if this is what you wanted, or were you just used to it?
You have to be alert when you're suffering. You have to be alert to the beauty in life, the unexpected beauty in life. And you have to look and see where things are still beautiful and where there's still something that's sustaining that can get you through some very dark times.
Agitation and stress were designed to get us up and move us. And when we try and fight that too much, and we try and quiet that stress, that actually can be problematic. You have to decide, are you gonna try and quiet stress, or are you gonna actually lean into action? That's a critical choice point for everybody who's experienced anything negative. Forward movement, provided it doesn't endanger you, is absolutely the remedy for fear, stress.
Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in the face of it. And confidence isn't the absence of self-doubt, it's being willing to try, even though you doubt yourself.
Fuck yes.
The world gave us a gigantic experiment where ye got to practice and get to continue to practice the most important skill in plant, which is emotional resilience.
You have to embrace the darkness, and you have to embrace the rage.
People have like a gift inside of them, greatness inside of them, they have a passion inside of them, and now's the time to let it out.
2020, it's not by accident that it's 2020 in a new decade. It's 2020 vision for 2020 and beyond. This is the year for reset. This is the year for restart. This is the year for reignite. This is the year for repeat the things that you love. This is the year for recommit. This is the year for redesign. This is the year for re-engage. This is the year for restart. This is that year.
The external lesson for me has just been to realize that it's so important to work hard when things are good. When you're in your flow and you've got momentum and you get in the lane and you go roll with it and you work harder, you set yourself up for times like this. And I think the problem is that when you get too safe and secure and complacent, you start to think like, oh, nothing bad can happen to me, nothing can touch me. And then all of a sudden, something like this happens and everyone's back in square one.
But I'll never be poor again. Poor is a state of mind of feeling out of control, scarcity-minded, taking pride in being blue-collar. No one should ever take pride in being blue-collar, period. Period. You've got a brain, you've got a solution to a problem that people want to pay for. Put it out there. Like so many people probably come up to you, I know they come up to me, and one day I'm going to do it. When is that day?
Don't sign up for the inconvenience it's going to cost you. Every day say yes to whatever it takes, no matter what.
Fuck yes.
And this is the reason why we feel pain, is because we attach significance to a particular moment, right? The reason why you and I and everyone feel pain is that we attach significance to that moment. And then when that moment is taken away from us, we think our significance has been taken away from us. And you think that all that work is lost because you have significance attached to that moment. But the truth is that's not true. The significance is in the work you put in.
See, so many of you want a great band in the world, but you keep making it optional. And every time it gets too hard, you send it back down. The moment you make it non-negotiable, non-optional, slide everything off the table, you're not wondering about the mountain and how big it is, because you said you must bow down.
Remember this, your life is not about you. Rather, your life is about the lives of everyone you touch. When you make your life about the lives of everyone you touch, you will never wake up feeling anxiety or worry or stress again.
The red pill is only promise. Its only promise is the truth. That's it. It's
It's not saying that it's going to make things better. It's simply going to reveal the way that the world really is. And that for me was incredibly intoxicating. And I took the red pill intellectually, and what I began to realize is that the mind is the matrix in and of itself. Because I can tell you right now, today, in this moment, I promise you, the matrix has you.
You know, I want to live in a world in which the vast majority of people wake up every single morning inspired to work. They feel safer in their bed and can fully fulfill the day of the day. That is not the world we live in now. That is the world I want to live in. That is the world I want my friends and family to live in. But true goal, true intention comes from within.
Fuck yes.
And when it comes from within, you tend to have more emotion towards it.
Because I can do something. If I can do it better than others, and it's for a greater good of society, I would be irresponsible if I did not. But many people look for meaning in life. And as though they will, I'm still searching for meaning in what my life, as though it's going to be under a rock. You have more power than that. You have the power to create in your life, rather than passively look for it.
Read that right after this.
Water to a fish. Water is so ubiquitous it ceases to exist. Now we all have that same thing, and it's playing on us, and it's keeping us from becoming who we want to become. And that thing is our mindset. It's our belief system. It is so ever present. It is so ingrained into the fabric of who you are and the way that you process data, you don't even notice it. You don't even know that it's real. And this is the thing that impacts your life. It is your inability to see that your mindset controls everything, that it is water in and of itself. That once you become aware of the water, you can change everything. That you can go from a scared, lost kid in Tacoma to whomever you want to be.
Cali Beats says on YouTube, what are your thoughts on bone mashing? What the fuck? Oh, that streamer Clavicular promotes for facial aesthetics. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I prayed for Clavicular, whatever his name is, Braden something. I made a prayer for him, and I think God is working on it. I believe he's gonna learn deep, important lessons. I can't keep up with everybody's lives, but I saw some things. I did. I saw some things.
One-third, or not all of my life, is
We got a similar story.
There's a large portion of it, Marie said,
He's out there doing the wrong things, though, chasing women right now. It's like, I pray he starts working on himself and not going after promiscuous women. I don't know what's happening in his life, but bone smashing, no. If you're hitting your shins, you're a fighter, yeah, you're going to strengthen these bones, but for shallow, trivial things like that, you should not be doing that. I did beat the shit out of myself as a kid, so
You can start to build a great life. Stories.
I guess I can't talk, because in a sense, maybe my cheekbones are a little bit more prominent because of this. My mom can vouch for me. She'd put her hand on a fucking Bible. She'd get on a lie detection test. She would vouch. I would beat the fucking shit out of myself. And then I'd go to school with swollen faces. And it's not all my fault. I wasn't crazy. I'm not gonna get into why. It doesn't fucking matter anymore. I'm done doing this. I'm done pointing fucking fingers. You're all fucking filthy righteous animals. You're all fucking wrong. You've all done wrong. You're all gonna do more wrong. But stop pointing the fucking fingers. Just Stay away from people. If they don't like you, if they don't resonate on your frequency, if they don't believe in you or have different morals than you, if they judge you harshly, get the fuck away from them. That's all you can do.
So what you have to give with no expectation of return.
When life is sweet, say thank you and celebrate. When life is bitter, say thank you and grow.
Thank you.
There's nothing in this life that will destroy you faster than you being unable to forgive yourself for your wrongdoings. The you that was you yesterday is not the you that is you today. Today's a new day. Today's a new you.
If you're waiting for the perfect conditions to take action, they don't exist. So many people never chase their dream because they don't know exactly how that dream will be achieved. They don't have all of the details, so they let fear of the unknown paralyze them, and their dreams slowly die. Martin Luther King said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." And that's the secret. That first step is almost magical in its
I haven't. I wanted to see that.
If everybody
Where is it, bro?
At the bottom.
I don't have all these platforms. All I got is Amazon Prime, which is fucking... It's so ironic, I know. It's so fucked up, but I'm just being real. I'm just being honest. I don't hate Bezos, but it happened. The fact of the matter is I didn't lie about this shit. I think they were trying to wake me the fuck up. And you know what? It worked. And it proved that I'm not scared to die. I'm not scared of death anymore. Movie theater? Oh, fuck. I might go see it. I might actually go to the movie theater and watch that. Michael Jackson was the true king of pop.
Why do you think you fall asleep?
It's really good. He was an innocent man. Amen. All these creeps and weirdos made lies about the guy. A fucking men, brother.
It's because
Amen.
that right there is a clue to your dream.
I always knew that as well. You saw it twice? Wow. Yeah, I always knew that. Always knew that. Michael cared about the children's needs and their best interest. To not be influenced by all this fucking divide, distract, and conquer tactics.
And that takes you to the next step, and the next, and the next.
You travel out of the countries, these places are all happy. I've been to another country now. It's like, and I've spoken to other people. I saw a guy from Israel in Greece. It's like everybody is just lost in their fucking minds. And then the children are the ones who pay. They want you to fight with your wife. They want you to be a racist piece of shit. They want you to be anti-Semitic and hate different religions. Michael didn't want the children to have to deal with all your fucking bullshit.
Today is important because you are exchanging a day of your life for it. When tomorrow will come,
He was an amazing human being, and I'm a huge fan now. Amen. I'm going to go see that, bro. I love that one song. They don't really care about us. Yeah, I've been singing that a lot lately. I would play it right now, but I'll probably get banned. YouTube has some strict rules. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody's gone bad. Situation, aggravation. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. I'm tired of being the victim of hate. They're putting me in a class with a bad name.
So a lot of people can take one more step and they choose not.
Pornography is being used to control us. Music, movies, you name it. Brother. Yes. And people think I'm crazy. I've been preaching this. They infiltrate young men with these penis enhancement and like all this bullshit to try to make you feel insecure.
And I want you to know that you've got what it takes to push through. deep into your inner strength because you're way more resilient than you realize. Believe in yourself, even when it feels like nobody else does.
Fuck.
It's a source of comfort and guidance when things get tough. Lean in on your faith and trust that you're never alone in this journey. Your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, they're worth every ounce of pain, every tear that you shed. The road might be bumpy, but it's leading you to something incredible.
Here's the thing with success. Every time there's success, you have to be prepared for the downside. So anytime something happens good to you, you have to sort of now look out for what's going to anchor that, because you can't have sunshine without darkness.
You have to be willing to pull yourself out of bed, pull yourself out of whatever life is throwing at you, to gain that confidence. And a lot of times you can pull yourself through life. You gotta be willing to find the confidence. Stay in the fight, stay in the war, stay in the battle.
One thing that really stood out to me is the movie. He says, music is a universal language. It can heal the world. Amen. You know what? I'm doing it. I don't fucking care right now. I'll do the karaoke version. This shouldn't be copyrighted. Michael's dead now. God rest his soul in peace. What the fuck's going on? I can't even find it. Oh, I'm on recently uploaded. Here we go, chat. YOLO. This one's for Michael. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody's gone bad. Situation, aggravation, everybody, allegation in the suite, on the news, everybody, dog food, black man, shot dead, everybody's gone mad. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Beat me, hate me, you can never break me. Will me, thrill me, you can never kill me. Jew me, sue me, you can never do me. Kick me, kite me, don't you black or white me. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my life. I have a wife and 2 children who love me. I'm the victim of police brutality now. I'm tired of being the victim of hate, but raping me with my pride, for God's sake. I look to heaven to fulfill its prophecy. Set me free. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody's gone bad. Trepidation, speculation, everybody, allegation in the suite, on the news, everybody, dog food, black man, blackmail, throw your brother in jail. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Tell me what has become of my likes. Am I a unit because you love me? Your proclamation promised me free liberty now. I'm tired of being the victim of shame. They're throwing me in a class with a bad name. I can't believe this is the land from which I came. You know, I really hate to say it. The government don't want to see. But if Roosevelt was a living, he wouldn't let this be. No, no. Skinhead, deadhead, everybody's gone bad. Situation, speculation, everybody, litigation. Beat me, bash me, you can never trash me. Hit me, kick me, you can never get me. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
you felonize.
That was needed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you felonize God prevailing? Because oftentimes when
Keep
it
this
doesn't
flow
go
and
your
wrap
way,
this.
you know,
Wrap
you feel
what?
as if you lose a person, you feel as if dreams deferred. You feel like you failing, right? And are you failing or is God prevailing? That's the question I always ask
God
myself,
is prevailing.
right? But also understanding that all things are interconnected and all things work to my advancement as a person, right? Every single day I say that. No matter what happens this day, no matter how it goes, all things will contribute to my advancement as a person.
What if I'm so far away from my dream now that I die before I actually reach it? Die on the road. Go to the dream. And if you never make it, if you die before you get to your dream, die before you get to your dream. At least you will finish this world going somewhere, not just sitting, saying, if only.
I'm talking to you. You're going through a storm right now. And I want you to know, whatever you're going through right now, if you can just muster up the strength to hold on and hold out. If you do not quit, if you do not give up, hold on. You keep going.
I'm holding. Hold the line, Spartans. Oh.
Persevere. I'm telling you, trouble don't last always. Every storm that's coming.
So they told you what you did wasn't good enough. They told you that you wouldn't be anything. They told you that
Absolutely,
you weren't tall
bro.
enough, you weren't fast enough, that you weren't strong enough. You didn't come from the right.
The human body is capable of miraculous healing. And I have proved this. Recovering from sciatica 4 times in my career. And I can still now, after my sciatica relief program that I sculpted on my own and had a little bit of help with physical therapist Jason in the initial sense of my last sciatica. You can recover from anything if you set your mind to it. It's the art of staying away from distractions. The art of fucking taking back your attention span. Taking back your 24 God-given hours. We're going to do a little bit of inversion table today, too.
Everything's doubted about where you should be. You created it. You're supposed to be scared. You're supposed to have fear. You're not supposed to have doubt.
Jesus,
There's
Panelito.
things that go on that are out of your control.
Now, this is a story all about how Tuck's life got... Oh, my God, I got to do it. Panelito's always coming through with these crazy things. Now, this is a story all about how Tuck's life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how he became the prince of a bodybuilding with flair. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, in the gym was where he spent most of his days, killing out, maxing the bench, cocking the lats, all cool, and all lifting some medicine balls outside of the gym when a couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in his gym neighborhood. They started to flex in front of Tuck's buddies, so he went to them and said, "Look, I'm young and got this body." And his mom got impressed. She said, "You're moving up to the stage like Arnie with your Hulk Terminator body." He pulled up to the stage about 7 or 8 and yelled to the cabbie, "Yo, homies, lift you later." He looked at his kingdom. He was finally there. Now he sit on the throne as the prince of bodybuilder. Oh my God, bro. That's fucking epic. That's epic. I needed that right now. Thank you, Panelito. You're always coming through at the right time. Wow. That was fucking great. They started to flex in front of Tuck's buddies, so he went to them and said, look, I'm young and got this body. And his mom got impressed. She said, you're moving up to the stage like Arnie with your Hulk Terminator body. He pulled up to the stage about 7 or 8 and yelled to the cabbie, yo, Holmes, lift you later. He looked at his kingdom. He was finally there. Now he sit on his throne as the Prince of Bodybuilder. Wow.
The worst thing you can do is let something that's out of your control control you. Get control of yourself, get control of your emotions. Don't get angry, don't get frustrated.
Okay, Pop. We're right here.
And figure out how to move forward.
You had a great human. What would you put their human about? It probably wouldn't be a really show life. What would you put them through to make them patient? You probably wouldn't give them things to me either. And so it's like we want these traits, but each of the traits has a price tag attached to it. It's just like you want to pay to get the thing. And so I think if people reframe the period of life that they're going through as the price that they're paying out of their wallet, the walls, the phone, seconds of life they're trading for it, I think that people will be willing to make the trade. Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned.
Hi, Pop.
You're not going to get the results. But two or more importantly, you don't deserve it. You don't earn it.
At the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If
Yes.
the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you going to be? Are you getting better every single day? That's the question. And it's just taking small steps. You don't try to get it all done.
Yeah, send me
in
that clip
one
also,
day, in
Panelito.
1 week, in 1 year. It's the process of getting better every day and doing that for a period of years.
Send me that clip if you can.
Create the masterpiece.
When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up doing what they say they're going to do, who they say they're going to become. And there's no excuses, there's no days off. It's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want, they know who they are, and they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. And most of those people make it.
When you look at someone and you say that man or that woman has something that I don't have, you're telling yourself a justification as to why you can't do it. You're talking yourself out of it. They didn't have that ability either. They got it from showing up every day and executing, and especially when they don't feel like it.
The fruit of everything good in life begins with a challenge. Everything is uphill this world. And it's not going to come to you, and it's not going to fall in your lap, and it's not going to be something that, oh my God, it just was so simple. It's always going to be difficult. Because I promise you, if you quit, no one will ever know your name. If you quit, you will never know who you could have been. That's the difference. So many people go to their graves because they quit too early. They didn't have that attitude of being relentless, and they'll never know who they were. And that will not be you. You are the one who continues.
Looking at this dry sheetrock wall right here.
You are the one who says, maybe I
It
wasn't successful
says-
the first time. Maybe I failed the second time and the third time and the fourth time.
With
But that's what
stars.
you do after that fifth time.
With stars all around
You
it.
need to discover this. You need to discover this. You need to know what it's like when you don't give up, because I know that you already know what is on the other side of quitting
Hold up,
too
we're
early.
gonna.
But what is on the other side of you being relentless?
Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride.
Have
from the truth.
Milo
You have time.
train
You
you.
and the willpower.
Have
and the discipline.
Milo train you.
God is open to the possibilities that I can do this. You would never
be able to do it. Once the mind starts to believe it can be achieved, only then does it start to break down tactically how
Come
we
on.
can do this. Until then, you're gonna always lose.
Why are you only doing one thing? Why don't you do shit? Because you're scared. The question is why? Like, I'm just trying to get to why. Who? Who's gonna cast judgment? My friends, every person here that's not 100% happy, including myself, is not doing something because of judgment of somebody else.
That you are not aware of yourself. You don't know yourself. You don't know other people. Okay, so the key here in going about your pattern is to be aware of those patterns. Okay? If you're not aware of those patterns, you will repeat them your entire life. Because you don't even know that they exist.
My friends, until our society, and this country especially, redefines success in being happy, not being rich, everybody will continue to go down the path that we're seeing in our society. The number one unlock to happiness in this room is to go out there after this talk and get naked about your vulnerabilities, what you suck at, take a step back, go humble. This is about losing your humility at the forefront. And nobody's talking about it.
You actually spent part of the day thinking about your own thoughts. You would realize that well over half of your thinking revolves around other people and what they have. Comparing yourself to them.
Yeah, stop.
Your career, your power, your success.
Comparisons are the thief of joy.
To bring out your uniqueness. To bring
No
out your
more.
personality, to be different from the crowd. To show what's different about you. That's your source of power. I call that in my book your life's path.
You have to be honest with yourself, because if you're incapable of that, you have no prayer of happiness. And being honest with yourself is hard. My friends, we are so good at casting judgment on everyone else. We're unstoppable at that. We're not doing that to ourselves.
You're always thinking about what other people are doing and how you can fit in and how you can impress them. And you're going to lose a sense of who you are, or lose a sense of your soul in a way.
My question is, which one's better? Is it better to be happy, hit on a number, and live within those means? Or is it better chase the money and make yourself vulnerable and unhappy?
I am enough. But enough of what? Every time I hear those words, I feel like they keep getting stuck up in my head, conflicting with all the words that I've said to myself on repeat for most of my life. Yeah, I haven't been very nice to myself. Bottom to top, I spent most of my time focused on why I was not enough. Clock feet too slow. Chicken legs won't grow. Like self-deprecation was an occupation, I went pro long ago. And I know that the mind learns through repetition. And no matter how quiet I speak, it's always around to listen. Creating the vision of who I am based on my self-talk. So why not speak what I can and stop all the can nots? Because I got a lot of knots. I thought a lot of thoughts that brought a lot of nada, so I fought to make them stop. And I finally gave my ego what it wanted, and I told it what I am not. I am not dumb. I am not ugly. I am not giving up. I am not weak. I will get back on my feet no matter how much I slip up. I am not broken. I am not afraid. And so when the going gets tough, I can see what I am not, and it reminds me I am enough. I am enough strength to overcome any obstacle placed in my way. I am enough courage to keep my heart open after heartbreak.
I am enough will to get through any hard day. I am enough fun to turn all my work into play. I am enough pride to not be torn down by what others say. And I am enough humility to own up to all my mistakes. And it doesn't take a special ability, just a perspective shift. So go through this list and always remember this. For everything I'm not, there's something that I am. For everything I can't, there's something that I can. I can be happy. I can be free. I can be authentic. In fact, I'm already me. And I am so grateful and proud of me and everything I am. And so for the rest of my life, I will do whatever I can to remember, yeah, I am not a lot of stuff. But there's one thing I am. I am enough.
The biggest challenge that you face is going from believing to know.
We are Imagineers. We have this capacity.
You didn't like the Eye of the Tiger, Panelito?
Delightful future possibilities. Choose the most amazing.
There's no such thing as too close.
And then pull the present forward to meet those possibilities.
Many people live in that world. It's the world of appearances. It's the world of lack and limitation and fear, doubt and worry. It's the world of business as usual. Humanity will never ever solve any of these problems. So just get rich, be happy until you die, or be anti-bored until you die. But the moment you begin to break free from that construct, you begin to see a different world.
God.
That you have the ability to think independent of circumstances. You have the ability to think independent of your historical self. You have the ability to think independent of anything that happened to you and to make a new choice.
My destiny is not in your hands. People that are manifesting their greatness, they find a way to win. Muhammad Ali down the first time by Joe Frazier, and Paulo Coelho asked him, why did you jump up so quickly? And Muhammad Ali said, I looked around and saw where I was, and he said, a canvas, no place for a champ.
See a world of possibility. You begin to see a world of opportunity. You begin to see a world where your assignment is. And the first world of appearances is just trying to maintain the construct of separation, comfort zones, conveniences. In the second world, you see opportunities, you see possibilities.
That this is possible, that this is doable, that each and every one of you, when looking in the mirror, when you have that faint disquiet late at night, when you haven't slept and you're anxious and you don't know what your purpose is, or you think you might not be able to have enough of an impact, imagination. Understand that it's not just metaphysical, lofty, spiritual bumper sticker lingo. Well, that's all good too. This is all grounded in tangible fact. Also, it's both. It's poetic truth based on data-driven extrapolations.
In life, you will always be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges.
You're not in the past, in the future, you're not in the present. The past, shame, blame, immature pride. Future, ambition, and fear. Present, sometimes embarrassment and vanity. It can become an open door for the eternal now.
Many things are going to happen to you if they haven't already, and I'm sure that many tragedies have befallen every person in this room. And what I want you guys to recognize right now is thank God. Because those are the things that weed out the sick and the weak. Those are the things that weed out the people who they don't have the fortitude to see it through. My ability to handle suffering, my ability to keep going when something is failing, my ability to learn, I endure. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how painful it is. If it lives in service of my goals, I do it.
Fuck yes.
What gives you confidence not to is overcoming the fear. I found out the way to the life, not knowledge. Yourself. So many people live to be 100 years old and they're miserable, having everything.
The questions you ask yourself will determine the course of your life. I had been asking myself, what do I need to do to get here? So I changed the question. And I started asking, what would I do and love every day, even if I were failing?
Everybody's got a fight. We don't share it on social media. We share our nice life on social media. We all have a dungeon. We're willing to talk about mental toughness isn't something that you see. It's something that you live in every day.
Life is chaos. It takes an inhuman amount of effort to bring order to that, to find success in the middle of that. So while I cannot promise you success, I can promise you failure. I cannot promise you happiness, but I can promise sadness. So if you know those are the guarantees, and those things are the things you have to strive for, you better be striving in service of something that in and of itself is interesting to you.
What people are saying is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives.
Wow.
If you truly believe that human potential is limitless, how you decide to spend your time is a spiritual consideration.
There is no cap on the human mind. We cap it ourselves. You're not quitting, you're not throwing in the towel. You say, and when you figure it out, when life has you gripped in a vice, and you can figure that out, that's when you know.
9 life lessons. You might find some of this stuff inspiring, you'll definitely find some of it boring, and you'll definitely forget all of it within a week. 1, you don't have to have a dream. Americans on talent shows talk about their dreams. Fine, if you have something you've always wanted to do, bring it back in your heart, go for it. After all, it's something to do with your time, chasing a dream, and if it's a big enough one, it'll take you years to achieve, so by the time you get to it and are staring into the abyss of the meaninglessness of your achievement, you'll be almost dead, so it won't matter. I never really had one of these dreams, and so I advocate passionate dedication to the pursuit of short-term goals. Be micro-ambitious. Put your head down and work with pride on whatever is in front of you. You never know where you might be. Just be aware the next worthy pursuit will probably appear in your periphery, which is why you should be careful of long-term dreams. If you focus too far in front of you, you might see the shiny thing out the corner of your eye. 2, don't seek happiness. Happiness is like an orgasm. If you think about it too much, it goes away. Keep busy and aim to make something happy, and you might find you get some as a side effect. We didn't evolve to be constantly content. luck. You are lucky to be here. You are incalculably lucky to be born, and incredibly lucky to be brought up by a nice family that helped you get educated and encouraged you to go to uni. Or if you were born into a horrible family, that's unlucky and you have my sympathy, but you are still lucky. You happen to be made of the sort of DNA that went on to make the sort of brain which, when placed in a horrible childhood environment, would make decisions that meant you ended up eventually graduating uni. Well done you for dragging yourself up by your shoelaces, but you were lucky. You didn't create the bit of you that dragged you up. They're not even your shoelaces. I suppose I worked hard to achieve whatever dubious achievements I've achieved, but I didn't make the bit of me that works hard. Understanding that you can't truly take credit for your successes, nor truly blame others for their failures, will humble you and make you more compassionate. Empathy is intuitive, but is also something you can work on intellectually. 4. Exercise. Play a sport, do yoga, pump iron, run, whatever, but take care of your body. You're going to need it. Most of you mob are going to live to nearly 100, and even the poorest of you will achieve a level of wealth that most humans throughout history could not have dreamed of. And this long, luxurious life ahead of you is going to make you depressed. But don't despair. There is an inverse correlation between depression and exercise. Do it. Run, my beautiful intellectuals, run. 5. Be hard on your opinions. We must think critically and not just about the ideas of others. Be hard on your beliefs. Take them out onto the veranda and hit them with a cricket bat. Be intellectually rigorous. Identify your biases, your prejudices, your privileges. Most of society's arguments are kept alive by a failure to acknowledge nuance. We tend to generate false dichotomies and then try to argue one point using two entirely different sets of assumptions, like two tennis players trying to win a match by hitting beautifully executed shots from either end of separate tennis courts. By the way, please don't make the mistake of thinking the arts and sciences are at odds with one another. That is a recent, stupid, and damaging idea. You don't have to be unscientific to make beautiful art, to write beautiful things. If you need proof, Twain, Douglas Adams, Vonnegut, McEwen, Sagan, Shakespeare, Dickens, for a start. You don't need to be superstitious to be a poet. You don't need to hate GM technology to care about the beauty of the planet. You don't have to claim a soul to promote compassion. Science is not a body of knowledge nor a belief system. It is just a term which describes humankind's incremental acquisition of understanding through observation. Science is awesome. The arts and sciences need to work together to improve how knowledge is communicated. 6. Be a teacher, please. Please, please be a teacher. Teachers are the most admirable and important people in the world. You don't have to do it forever, but if you're in doubt about what to do, be an amazing teacher. Even if you're not a teacher, be a teacher. Share your ideas. Don't take for granted your education. Rejoice in what you learn and spray it. 7. Define yourself by what you love. I found myself doing this thing a bit recently where if someone asks me what sort of music I like, I say, well, I don't listen to the radio because pop song lyrics annoy me. Or if someone asks me what food I like, I say, I think truffle oil is overused and slightly obnoxious. And I see it all the time online. People whose idea of being part of a subculture is to hate Coldplay or football or feminists or the Liberal Party. We have a tendency to define ourselves in opposition.
I don't hate feminists. I just, I believe feminism impacted America negatively.
Send thank you cards and give standing ovations. Be pro stuff, not just
Well,
anti stuff. 8.
I guess
People with less power than you.
it's the love.
I don't care if you're the most powerful cat in the room. I will
It just affected real love, man. I've always wanted
You don't need to already know what you're going to do with the rest of your
a
life.
soul connection, real intimacy, a loyalty that cannot be broken. Unconditional love without cheating.
I said at the beginning of this ramble that life is meaningless. It was not a flippant assertion. I think it's absurd, the idea of seeking meaning in the set of circumstances.
Back with the midnight snack. What are you snacking on, Panelito? What are you snacking on, bro?
I think the universe has a purpose for them. However, I am no nihilist. I'm not even a cynic. I am actually rather romantic. And here's my idea of romance. You'll soon be dead. Life will sometimes seem long and tough, and God, it's tiring. And you will sometimes be happy and sometimes sad.
I can see how it's biased. I've never said I hate feminists. That's never came out of my mouth. I can see how it's biased. Some people don't want love. And you know what? That's so fucking okay. If a feminist wants to be independent and single, Let her.
Taking pride in whatever you're doing.
Let her.
Compassion, sharing ideas, running, being enthusiastic. And then there's love and travel and wine and sex and art and kids and giving and mountain climbing. But you know all that stuff already. It's an incredibly exciting thing, this one meaningless life of yours.
Oh, this was a good idea. Oh, I have Netherland snacks? What the fuck is that? Netherland? Is that some Peter Pan shit? Netherland. Some Narnia shit. Yo, these were the right option. This was the right choice right now. Netherland food, their food is so great. Sounds good.
If you can see it in your mind, visualize it, it must happen.
Nobody
as a law
insults
of
my
the
buddy, no
universe.
fucking way.
I want you to think about what it is you want, but be specific.
No.
See it as already done, already accomplished. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. If you say, I've got to do this and this and this, you're limiting to them as the only possible way it can happen. Just say, this is what I want. See it as already done, already accomplished. They fill in the blanks.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And while the grace masters the body, the grace masters the mind.
To manifest, whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest, you speak to it as though it's already happened. Okay, I like that. So thank you for this wonderful job that I have dreamed about and prayed for, and with this glorious crew and a joyful experience. Thank you for that.
Dreams without goals are just dreams. And ultimately, they fuel disappointment. Exactly. On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. But without consistency, you'll never finish.
You have to meet the vibration. You can't be above or below it. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for you to get on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go. And then you weren't thinking of it every day. Because you can't, it doesn't come to you that way. You have to do it, and then you have to put it, and then you have to meet that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to be there and ready when it shows up.
I'm a huge visualizer and manifester, so I literally spent every night of my life for about 4 years on Mulholland Drive after I do the comedy clubs, manifesting that. I've made a check to myself for $10 million for acting services rendered. Paid for the order of Jim Carrey, post-dated Thanksgiving 1995. Stuck it in my wallet, and 6 months before that due date came due, I was making $10 million for a movie.
I mean, it's an incredible story.
Know what you want and believe that you can and will get it. Give expressions of gratitude many times daily for having received that which you want, even before you actually have physical possession of it. Possession starts first in the mind, but please remember this. When doubt creeps into your mind, remember that whatsoever a man believeth, that shall he also reap.
In your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then is possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you are completely immersed into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived.
Be very clear on what it is that you want. Spend 5 minutes sitting down and visualizing those things being true, and then give gratitude for that. Like, see it, feel it in your body, taste it in your mouth, hear it in your ears. Completely immerse yourself in that 5 minutes, longer if you can, and then just be so grateful for all of that. Essentially what you're doing is moving your brain from a fear state to a trust state, and that is the gateway to making these changes.
You can manifest absolutely anything that you want in this life, but you've got to deeply, deeply imagine it, and not just imagine it from the outside looking in. You have to imagine you are there. You have to feel the feeling of where you are, smell the smells, listen to the sounds. You have got to trick your mind and body into believing it is real. It will put an imprint on the universe and it will pull you towards it. That's how manifestation truly works.
What I'm talking about is moving your mind into a higher vibration, developing a higher consciousness, and you can literally attract all the good that you want. You see, money is literally attracted to us.
Amen.
Or it's repelled. Now, in the first 27 years of my life, I can assure you that I was not magnetized to that green energy. It used to stay away from me, and now it just keeps coming to me.
Thoughts are like drops of
Money is attracted to me once again.
on the table here.
I got money outside I gotta go get. I got money that's sent to me through Cash App and Venmo today. Money is attracted to me. I am abundance because I add value. I add value to others' lives. My life does have meaning. My words have impact that ripples.
On the ocean of light, and it's up to us. The thoughts we think.
I leave footprints of kindness everywhere I go.
Or are you up to here? Or are you up to here and trying to paddle? When we're willing to change our thinking, we can change our experiences.
What most people do is they say, I want the new house, the new car, the new relationship. When they visualize that, but when they visualize it, they never get in touch with how it would feel if it happened. They're hypnotized into feeling the emotion when it happens. So they may do a little meditation and they open their eyes and their senses say it's not that. What do? They experience more lack. You have to truly change them. Close your eyes, disconnect from the environment, sit your body down, don't get up and do anything. And now, teach your body emotionally what that future feels like before it happens. You have to stay in the feeling of that future in order for you to be aligned to that destiny. When there's a vibrational match between your energy and it's synchronized with some potential in the quantum field, you no longer have to go anywhere to get it. You're going to begin to draw events or experience to you, and they're going to come in a way that you cannot predict.
You're living on frequencies. Now, when you think of something, what you've done is you've flipped your brain onto a higher frequency. The very fact you can see it is all the proof you need to know you can get it. What you have to do is raise your level of consciousness to that frequency, and then you will attract whatever's on that frequency. All the good you need to manifest the idea. Any idea that's held in the mind, that's emphasized, that's either feared or revered, so it could be bad or good, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate form available. It starts to move into form.
To get something from the mind, to get to the real world, needs manifestation. This is what, in my terms, is called manifestation. As long as it's still in the mind, it's not manifested. It's dream, it's a vision that you have. If I keep it here, you don't even know about it. So the first manifestation is I can speak it out so that you hear it. So that means already one person knows about my vision. Still nothing has happened. The second state of manifestation is you put it down on paper. So manifestation meaning giving what is in here, giving it a form. This form can mean words, but it can also mean in written language. So write it down. It's also a form. It's better to just keep it here, because in here things change. On the paper, once it's written down and you don't burn it, it stays.
The biggest life lesson that I've learned is the power of the mind, and just how important it is to look at yourself at a high regard and to believe in yourself. I think in order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the more your world will start to change.
If you want to manifest something, you have to start with it. The foundation for manifestation is always the present moment. It's not the future. It works very simply. Jesus explained it in one sentence, just one sentence. Whenever you pray for something, believe that you have received it and it will be given to you. Now the key is that he did not say believe that you will receive it, because that puts it into the future. He said when you pray for something, in other words, when you want something, believe that you have received it. Now what does that mean? You have to feel the being of you, the fullness of life. And then, if you then want to achieve something, you bring a vision, what you want, let it merge with that feeling. Let's say you see yourself as this great musician, but not in the future. How does this great musician feel to reach millions of people? This is exactly how it feels, the fullness of life.
I have an insane belief in my own ability to manifest things. Insane belief. I think it's ultimately complete sanity. I believe we're creators, and I believe we create with every thought and every word. Every moment is pregnant with the next moment of your life. We all start out with a false belief about ourselves, with some untrue thing that we believe we have to do in our lives. I'm not worthy, I'm not lovable, I'm gonna fail. Whatever your basic mistaken belief about yourself is, you form a personality around. It's the grain of sand in the oyster. So I form characters that way. A lot of times, I'll ask myself, what's the speck of sand? One of the fastest ways to create something in your physical reality is to reverse the normal process by which we create things. We create things first by thinking about it. I think I'll go to that party. And then we say something about it, as in, Matilda, I'm coming to your party tonight. And then we do something about it, as in showing up at the party. That's generally...
Panelito says they have tiny food like salmon, ham, salami roll, filled with cream cheese, something American fillets, like, I don't know how to explain that, and they kip curry. Kip means chicken, and those are all things you can put on your sandwich. That does sound so fucking good, bro. Sounds real good.
Be abundant and do as abundance does. If you have only $5 left to your name, go to a store and get them made into singles. Take 5 singles and walk down the street and give a single to each of 5 people who have even less than you do. And by the way, you will find those people very easily.
Write this down, right? I am so happy and grateful now that I have multiple sources of income. I had an affirmation that I used for years, still use it. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. If you write that out every day for the next 30, 60 days, you're going to become very, very aware of having multiple sources of income. And if you keep doing that, ultimately you're going to attract the money.
Go to the Ferrari dealership and act like you're buying one. Wear your best outfit. Go to the nicest 5-star hotel and just act like you're staying there. Order a few drinks, hang out, even take some calls and work from there. I want you to experience and feel what wealth actually feels like. When your brain can actually process what it feels like, what it is, not only does it make it possible, but it helps you start turning the wheels in your head to start thinking, how do I actually make this a reality?
If you will say before you go to sleep, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow. And if you'll say when you get up in the morning, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And if all day long you say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me, you'll find that as you go to sleep the next night, and try this today, it's a very powerful exercise. It sounds a little bit corny, but it's a very powerful exercise. If you'll try it, you'll find that when you go to sleep, you will not be able to think of all the wonderful things that happen to you. You'll just be surprised that your parking spaces will open up and friends will call and you get checks in the mail. Just your life will be a series of really positive, happy experiences. So always expect the best. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today, and by the inexorability of the law of nature, it's going to happen to you. I can assure you it's happened to thousands and thousands and thousands of our graduates who are literally astonished at the effect of this corny little exercise.
So to create what you really care for, first and foremost thing is that what you want must be well manifested in your mind. That this is what I want. Is that what you really want? You must look at it, because any number of things in your life you have thought this is it. The moment you reach there, you realize that's not it. So what is it that one really wants is one thing. First of all, we must explore. Once that is clear, and we are committed to creating it, now there is a continuous process of thought in that direction. Once you can maintain a steady stream of thought without changing direction, definitely this is going to happen in your life, or it will definitely manifest as a reality in your life.
And then to accelerate the achievement of any goal, just imagine that you're already there. Vividly imagine that your goal is already accomplished. As I said before, engage all your senses. See it. Imagine hearing the sounds you would hear, like the sound of an engine of your dream sports car opening up, the sound of applause, or the sound of your teacher saying congratulations on getting an A on your test. And also feel the feelings of success, exhilaration, pride, or relaxation, as if it were happening right now. You kind of have to be an actor and create that feeling. You know, put a smile on your face, feel your chest puffing up, whatever it is that is going to help you feel that feeling. And that will deeply imprint this desired outcome on your subconscious mind. I recommend you see it as a movie rather than a still picture, and make sure to add in as much detail as possible. The more detail, the better.
In one word only, how did a small town boy from Austria become one of the most famous people on earth? Dream. I was poor because I didn't have anything. I had no money, I had no things, we had no TV, we had no refrigerator, we had nothing as kids. But I was rich because I had a dream. Yeah, I'm I had a dream of becoming the greatest bodybuilder. And
You think you a fool, you act like a fool. You think you poor, you act the way they tell you poor people supposed to act.
Next time you visit Europe, come to Netherlands. Oh, fuck yeah.
It works with everything else. Plan.
I'd love that.
You want to get a new car? Buy the keychain. Then put it away. The car come to you. That's what
We gotta meet someday, Panelito.
I've been thinking super positive.
They're cocoa, yum yum, delicious.
Putting love
That sounds
out,
good.
The law of attraction, what you think about, you bring about, and feeling grateful for everything that I do have. Because why would the universe give you more? You don't appreciate what it's already given you.
Ooh, that's not bad. Can you say that? Repeat that. I need to absorb that. Let me set the right intention and get ready for this rod of wisdom, because that's a good one.
If you don't already appreciate what you have now, why would the universe give you anything else?
There's a psychological phenomenon called the Tetris effect, which says that the thing that you look at last thing at night imprints on your subconscious more strongly than anything else during the day. When we go from being asleep to waking up, or being awake to falling asleep, they're called the hypnopompic and hypnagogic stages, and they are stages where our subconscious is very susceptible to suggestion. And so I keep my physical action board next to my bed so that I see it first thing in the morning and last thing at night.
When you see things get bad and they say it must be God's will, that's an expression of ignorance. God's will is always for expansion and full expression. Greater ways, greater things. That is God's will for you, for me, for everyone else. Never for hard times. Abundance.
Hey, welcome in, Gurpad. Thank you, brother.
We've been conned, folks.
Did you see yourself in a different kind of a job? Different kind of a house? Think about whatever it was and write it down. Because remember, if you can visualize it like this, it must happen. This is how easy the law of the universe works. No matter how crazy it seemed, trust it. Write it down. And do this when you can do it when you're going to sleep at night. Think about what it is you want to create. See it in detail as already accomplished. And it must happen.
Talk about
about manifesting. It's fucking real, man. Manifesting is real. When you figure out who you are and what you want to do, and you devote your life to it like a maniac, like you're all in on this thing, and you manifest, most of these people end up doing what they say they're going to do and being who they say they're going to become. It's real. And there's no excuses. There's no not willing to grind and everybody's against me and this didn't happen for me because of this and that and all this whining. It's these people who dive in and they're hardcore and they're focused and they know what they want. They know who they are. And they lay out these short-term goals and this roadmap on how to get there. Most of those people make it.
You know, we get inspired, we get an idea, we get a plan, the truth crosses us. And when it does, we usually feel like, oh, it is so clear. And God says to me, I'll never forget that. We will forget it. That's one of the values of writing in a journal. It's a way to...
The message really for any young tennis player around the world who is watching this now and dreaming to be here where Stefanos and I am. Dream big, dare to dream, because everything is possible. Don't let anybody take away the dream. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. I actually think that the more disadvantaged childhood you have, the more difficulties and more challenges you have, the stronger you become.
But here's the thing, once something's important to you, it never leaves your mind. If you always dreamt about being a singer-songwriter, and you never did it, you will be haunted by that at the age of 70, because it's still right here, stored in the back of your mind.
You know.
It's something that's meant for you.
You know what it is.
You see, your dreams, you either pursue them, or they haunt you.
Repeated thoughts wear a kind of psychic groove in the mind. A groove that gets deeper with every repetition. You see what that means? When you think you can't, and you tell yourself you can't, and you tell other people that you can't, you've made a groove in your mind, psychically.
You can.
And every time you do that, the groove becomes deeper until ultimately you can. That is the way it goes.
This is the most incredible method I've ever seen. I learned it some years ago. Just rewrite your goals every morning. Because every time you write your goals down, you're programming them into your subconscious mind. Programming into your subconscious mind, you set up a field of vibration. And this law of attraction, based on this field of vibration, attracts into your life people and circumstances that harmonize with your dominant thoughts.
I want you to write this down. Write this down. I am so happy and grateful. Write it down. I am so happy that I am God's highest form of creation. There never has been, and there never will be, another person created that will equal me. I love my life. I'm in control of my life because I'm in control of me. I know that whatever happens outside of me has no bearing on who I am. Read that 100 times a day. Write it 100 times a day until you start to understand that what's going on outside got nothing to do with who you are. Nothing to do with who you are.
When I give you this affirmation, I want you to write it out, put it in your checkbook. Every time you write a check, read it. For starters and for practice, put it up on the mirror that you look in the most. Most of all, put it in your mind and use it. Think it every time you use money. Here it is, repeat it after me verbally as well as write it. I see God multiplying back to me all of the money that I use, give, or circulate in any way, in a never-ending
It's all coming back to me 10x.
increase and enjoyment. I dare you to practice that.
When you speak to your own body, you are the voice of God to that universe with
10x like Grant Cardone.
You have a universe, an entire universe, all the cells and the organs. If you begin to talk to it, tell everybody how much you love it. I love you, heart. I love you, liver. Tell how much you love it. It loves them because somebody's paying attention to it, and it will listen to you.
If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. God has shown you some amazing stuff in your life that you thought was brilliant. Then you took it to your friends in your family, and you shared it with them, and they shot it down. You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. You know why they couldn't see it? Because God didn't show it to them. He showed it to you.
There's 3 P's that you gotta
annihilate, crush, or destroy if they're getting in the way of your progress in a relationship, or your career, or your happiness, or your health. These are the 3 P's that make learned helplessness. Number 1, you think the problem is permanent. Once you've had enough disappointment, sometimes your brain doesn't want to get disappointed, so it's a permanent problem. No problem is permanent. Only your soul is permanent. Nothing's forever. Everything changes. Everything eventually ends and something new begins. That's part of life. Those are the seasons of life. The second key that keeps people in learned helplessness so they don't change, this belief's got to be...
This one is about jumping for joy. It says jump from joy. You can lift your frequency, accelerate manifestation, and change your whole life with this powerful visualization technique that can be done in less than 30 seconds. Imagine that you just received your desire and see yourself jumping for joy.
Here's the key. That is what I did. That visualization is what I did. I would imagine myself jumping for joy. I can see the movie of that, even with my eyes open, because I've done it so many times. You've got to decide what it is, down to the smallest things in life, right? Everything we have to intend and say. We have to choose it. We've got to declare. We are an unlimited being.
Gotta declare it.
What they need to hear or what they want to hear. If they want to hear, you just have to manifest it into reality. Just think about it. Right. Think and grow rich. I think that's his genius. He's like, I just tell people, just a matter of your thinking.
I've had to explain that to many people that want to talk about the secret. They want to talk about the law of attraction. You're only hearing from the people that are successful. Like, there's a lot involved. If you want to talk to a successful person, how'd you make it? Well, I visualized it and I kept working. But it's also, the visualization is an aspect of succeed. You can't just succeed and make it to the point where you're running some gigantic business without some sort of a vision. Yeah. But it doesn't mean that vision created it. There's so many people out there that try to manifest something and it never takes place.
You've ever been late for work, then got stuck in traffic, then almost got involved in an accident, you might even hit a pothole, then you come across a traffic light that doesn't work, and before you arrive at the office it just seems like everything is going wrong. When you ask yourself what's going on,
what come out your mouth is what's going to come back to you. It's the law of attraction. I can't let somebody all men are gone. It's in the dog. I never get nobody. I can't lose. I'm gonna be rich for you. That's how it works. It's the law of attraction. It doesn't matter what you believe in or sit to. It is the law of attraction. It will never change. Everything I have is because I say. Everything you have is because you say. If you change what you say, you change the moment you say it. You begin to change. It's the process. If you think big, you'll be big. If you think small, you'll be small. I read 2 books that changed my life. It was The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale and The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. It just taught me one simple principle. It don't cost no more energy to think big than it does small. You can say Volkswagen and you can say Rolls Royce with the same amount of effort. You ain't got to grunt to say Rolls Royce. So if the Bible is true, which it says a man is as he thinketh, if you think poor thoughts, you got to be poor. The moment you change that thought into wealth or riches, you start the process to becoming wealthy or rich. It's not a magic trick. I mean, it's really how it works. People complicate it. You got to do this and you got to do that. But Bible's pretty plain. They ain't got no loopholes in it. Really don't. It's just real simple. It say what it say. All you got to do is believe it's talking to you. That's what it is. Most people don't think that God is talking to them.
So let's just say it's always been on your bucket list to run a marathon. The way that you use manifestation, visualization, is not visualizing yourself crossing the finish line. That's not what visualization is. Visualization isn't about visualizing winning. It's about visualizing doing it. The small moves that lead you to the podium. For example, if you were wanting to train for a marathon, you would visualize and feel in your body how awful it's going to feel to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go on a training run. That's not even the awfulest part. Imagine opening the door and it's like freaking sleeting outside. Who wants to run then? So you're going to visualize yourself pushing yourself out the door. You've just hit mile 8. The battery in your earbuds just died. You don't have any music. Visualize that moment. Feel it in your body. And then feel yourself as you continue to run. That's how you can train yourself to do the work, to do what you need to do.
I'm going to play a recording of people chanting, "That is embarrassing," 4 times. After the 4th time, write down what you hear.
Black Musket.
Interesting. Almost everyone here heard that is embarrassing. Listen again and watch the screen.
I have been conquering a lot. How was my weekend? Blessed, man. Blessed and grateful always.
Same thing every single time. Our eyes and ears take in electrical signals which our brains interpret based on our
What a life.
expectations.
We're just getting started, though.
We see our reality.
If we're being really honest about what the mind can do, it's
What a life, though.
powerful organic computer that is calculating all of these billions and billions of valuations on a number of different levels underneath the threshold of awareness. And what it can basically do is we're going to put this information in to this model with these sort of assumptions, and it will spit out the likelihood of predicted success in the various scenarios. So what happens generally is that the brain calculates all those odds ratios beneath the threshold of awareness, and that, like probability, kind of gets transmuted into an emotion for people. So if one person doesn't spend hours in the cereal aisle, they walk down until they see Lucky Charms and they just throw it in their cart because they're like, oh, Lucky Charms, I like this one. That liking is a transmutable result of all these billions and billions of unconscious calculations that are going on under the surface. But if you take away the emotion, you just have the billions and billions of calculations and information overload, which leads to analysis paralysis.
After I did this dozens of times, by the way, and generated over $5 billion in business, many people around me said, "Kevin, can you please teach us how you manifest? Because clearly you're doing something that nobody else is teaching. It's not in Dale Carnegie's book, Think and Grow Rich. It's not in the law of attraction. It's not in Walter Waddell's book, The Science of Getting Rich. It's not in Charles O'Neill's book, The Master Key to Riches, which are all good books. But it's not in them because those guys never became billionaires. They're writing books on how to manifest, on how to make money, and how to get rich, but they never were rich. You're doing something different." And I said, "Yeah, I learned it from guys who were billionaires, and those guys ain't teaching people outside the brotherhood."
Attracting what you actually want. I think James Allen put it very well in his little book, As a Man Thinketh. He said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with you. You've got to understand your next opportunity. Already got it.
Hold on, I gotta hear this. These fucking chosen one, these chosen one speeches, I'm telling you, they're all speaking to me. You don't have to believe me, but everything they're saying, it resonates with my life.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is much closer than you think. Now, I know you say, okay, I've heard it before, but listen to me. The reason it's closer than you think is because it feels like everything but that. Kevin Gates said this, and I'm saying what you probably already heard him say, but I'm going to say it my way. Everything falls apart. It seems like when you're about to go forward, everything goes wrong.
My car exploded.
Says that. And that's for a reason, because you're in a space now where you're shifting timelines. That's what's happening. And the level you're on, it falls apart completely because it's no longer for you. And so now, what no longer serves you is just falling away. That's why sometimes relationships, people, opportunities, the pressure increases. You're going to ask yourself, this is how I know this is for you. You're asking yourself right now, man, what is going on? What did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve this? If you're at that place, keep on going. You're about to break through something. You're facing a power now that's trying to stop you from getting in. So now you got to break through that. And so you're experiencing that pressure right before the break. You are much closer than you think. Those are ones. You.
It's so crazy how you can you can get this far in a journey and still feel like you're so far behind at times. It is truly all here. It's all in your head. You need to remember how far you've come and not look at your life through other shallow perspectives, because they don't know what the fuck's going on in your life. They don't know how much work you've put in, how much you've invested. All they see is shallow judgments of arrogance and narcissistic, egotistical muscle guy. It's so much more than that. Bodybuilding is so much more than just aesthetics. Bodybuilding is so much more than just symmetry. Bodybuilding is so much more than just mass and ego. It's a spiritual meditation journey. It is a character building journey. There's things that you learn and develop and wisdom acquired that you cannot gain in any other aspects of life. When you push your body to the extremes, when you develop all of these characteristics, these attributes, discipline, real consistency, real passion, these can't be bought. In my whole life, I've spoke in frequency. You can lose yourself by surrounding yourself with the wrong individuals. You can lose yourself by getting addicted to the wrong fucking drugs. You can lose yourself by becoming an alcoholic. You can lose yourself by fucking promiscuous women. But when you remember who you are, and when you take back your life, nothing and no one can derail you. Nothing and no one can stop you. Nothing and no one can become a hindrance to the man or woman with a set, convicted vision. Don't rush the process. Trust it.
That means everything's already here. Start to see yourself mentally. You've been given the faculties to do that. Use your imagination. See yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do things on frequencies.
Oh my!
And that frequency, that good you desire, is going to start coming towards you, and you will start moving toward it. If you want to attract what you actually want, you've got to see yourself now already with it. And know it's only a period of time until you moving toward it and it moving toward you.
I see it.
And you become one with it.
I train my nervous system by starting every morning. I did this process to change my body. And I think of one at a time, a minute each. I see and feel something in my life that I'm really grateful for. I do little things and big things, so you don't have to have a giant thing to be grateful. And then I do 3 minutes of what I call community time. I think of 3 things that I want to make happen. And I don't sit there and beg for them or pray for them. I see them as done. I feel them. I celebrate them as done. Because when your subconscious mind believes it's done, it makes it happen. So it's kind of programming it. And the whole thing only takes 10 minutes. I've told students.
Travis Triceps Tucker. Heading out. All right, brother. Have a good night. Sleep well, Panelito. God bless you, bro. Much love.
You can still manifest what you want if you organize these 4 dimensions in one direction and keep it unwavering in that direction for a certain period of time. Now he believes Shiva will do it for him and it will happen. So is Shiva going to come and build your house? No, I want you to understand. God will not lift his little finger for you. What has not happened till now on this planet can happen tomorrow. Human beings are capable of making it happen tomorrow. Everything we as human beings have created on this planet was essentially first created in our minds. All that you see, which is human work on this planet, first found expression in
want or need. It will come to you at the exact perfect time, as the rivers and the streams come to the ocean at the perfect time and place.
See, you can take any class, make any change, develop any skill, do any discipline. I mean, you can do it all. When this how and the why, and when the why starts to grow, the how gets simple.
You can manifest absolutely anything that you want in this life, but you've got to deeply, deeply imagine it, and not just imagine it from the outside looking in. You have to imagine you are there. You have to feel the feeling of where you are, smell the smells, listen to the sounds. You have got to trick your mind.
It smells like fucking testosterone.
It will put an imprint on the universe and it will pull you towards it.
Oh my God.
Things that don't
It
exist.
is
Let me explain.
reaping off
Walt
my
Disney
pores.
was an incredible man.
It's
who
real.
lived an incredible life. His accomplishments are undisputed. Now, the culmination of his entire life's work was Disney World. Unfortunately, Walt died just short of the park opening. The day the grand opening came, and the executives, his wife and his brother, were walking up to the entrance. One of the executives turned to
We're
Walt
approaching 270 days. I don't know exactly. It could be 269, 268, or 270. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to do the math. I'm not going to write it out. It don't fucking matter. I declared. I made a declaration.
Whether building a business or building yourself,
I gave myself an option to fail.
in your mind what you want to become if you ever expect to build it.
Things that
Not this time.
repetitively think about or say, I'm able to.
Not this time.
Like, you know, this house, for example, I manifested this.
I am a true visionary. Arnold told me to be a rule breaker. And I became a law changer. Not for detrimental reasons, not for profits, but because it's the right thing. Because I knew that these two medicines were the only viable options to reduce pain without subtracting empathy, compassion, vulnerability. Do you know what opiates and cocaine will do? It will destroy your soul. I'm completely anti-cocaine and opiates. In plants and fungi, I trust.
And the force that guides us all, and so I try to connect with that and guide that power and strength and energy from that force when I need it the most, and it works. You know, it's not anything that is. You might say, well, it's not real, but you know, it is real once it becomes your routine. I feel like anything that becomes a routine, it really becomes part of you. So repetition is very important to kind of tap into your subconscious and just kind of start reprogramming yourself, your life. And for me, I have repetitive life in a way, because every day I get on the tennis court and I kind of have to go through the same things. But that's life, you know, and what you make out of it is what you get out of it as well.
What I want people to understand is, regardless of how bad it is, that spot right there is their beginning. It's not the end, it's a beginning. And if they begin to just first see a best case scenario, what if this best thing happened? Name it, whatever it is. Now, the moment that happens, your cells in your body and your subjective mind does not know the difference between something that's actually happened or if it's in your mind and your emotional body. So when you begin to take that on, you start to act differently. You start to speak differently. You start to walk differently. And then what happens? The universal presence, through its law, matches that vibration, and things begin to change in your life.
I manifest a lot of things. And I remember moving here
in 1998. I was walking to Hollywood Boulevard and I was looking at all the stars on the Walk of Fame, and I said, one day I'm gonna have a star here. I'm gonna have a star. And I picked a spot and I said, it's gonna be right here, and this is an empty one. It's gonna be right here.
Travis.
20 years to the day.
Tucker.
I got my star on the Walk of Fame, probably 5 feet from where I stood on the corner of La Brea and Hollywood Boulevard, and I was like, it's gonna be right here. And mine, mine's like 5 feet from where I said. And so that's something I believe in. Verbalize it, visualize it, and then say it.
What is it that people are missing that would make them exceptional communicators in every area of their life if they learned how to do this one thing?
Well, in the book, I talk about the way to elevate your frequency is by increasing two things: empathy and authenticity. Empathy is sharing someone's soul with them and seeing the world through their experience, their emotions, their perspectives, and it's a beautiful thing. Authenticity is about allowing other people to see you. And when you grow in authenticity, go in empathy, your frequency moves toward its highest level.
And when your frequency is at its highest level, what is possible?
Human connection. We believe in ourselves more when you believe in us. If you can create a feeling in your heart, 0.1 hertz, then that feeling is going to harmonize your heart and your brain. 3 steps. First step is to simply shift your awareness from your mind into your heart. It helps if you can gently touch your heart center physically in a way that's comfortable for you. So if you can create a touch over your heart, your awareness will go to the first step. Second step, very simple. Slow breathing. A little bit slower than typical, maybe 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. And here's why that's powerful. Because the only time you would ever slow your breathing and breathe is when you feel safe. Third step, and this is the key, is to begin to feel the feeling that creates 0.1. Feel the feeling that sets up the coherence between your heart and your brain.
The universe is listening to everything you say and everything you think and saying, okay, you can get that. So then it starts to bring you in and bring things into you. And I know this sounds far-fetched, but it's amazing how it works. If you do a good general positive statement for yourself, the universe will figure out how to manifest that, how to bring that about in your life. So things
World champion! Leader!
Everyone has a problem with time. But
it doesn't matter when.
24 hours. And we sleep 6. Now I know there's some out there that say, whoa, I need 8. Well, I say just sleep a little faster. Because the bottom line is we have 6 hours of sleep, 24 hours are available, so you have 18 hours now available to your work, your family, your hobbies, and also to learn something new.
So that's why words and visualization are important. And then feeling. Feeling is emotion. Emotion is energy. And you know the famous scientist Tesla? Well, not personally, but obviously through reputation. He had this beautiful saying which kind of encapsulates Hindu philosophy really well. He said that to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, vibration.
Energy,
everything is made up
frequency,
of energy,
vibration.
at a certain frequency.
We're spiritual beings. Spirit flows to and through us and will do anything for us. Whatever we ask, it'll give us. And we're asking in thought. So what we want to do is take a look. What have I been thinking? Take a look at your results. You'll know what you're thinking. And that's how you can tell the frequency you're on. Frequency is vibration. Vibration is feeling. When you say, I feel bad, what you're really saying is, I'm not in a very good vibration. Conscious awareness of vibration is referred to as feeling. So I think the way to really understand the frequency and the vibrations you're operating on is by the results you're getting. If you're continually having problems in all areas of your life, you're in the wrong vibration, and we can change it. What do we mean, a law of attraction? Listen, it's all about induction and resonance. Induction and resonance. That's what it's all about. You attract it, it resonates with you, you become a bigger whatever. A bigger complainer, or a bigger success.
Do you know the only energy those brain cells can take on is the same energy it's sending off? The only energy those brain cells can take on is a like energy to that which you're sending off. You focus on the negatives in another person, what kind of energy do you think you're taking on? What kind of a vibration do you think you're in? It might be a wise idea to focus on the good aspects of even the worst situation.
Money is freedom, it's a frequency. It is not a physical thing. It's not a Lamborghini, it's not a house, it's not a new spouse, it's not these. It's changing it here and changing it here, and understand that you're already wealthy, you're already healthy, you're already abundant. That's why they keep us in the left hemisphere of the brain. So number one, you need to learn how to rewire the brain, the foundation. Everybody's teaching you how to earn. You need to rewire what you've learned. After you rewire what you've learned, you need to learn how to earn. Once you learn how to earn more, you need to learn how to grow more. Once you learn how to grow more, you need to learn how to secure more. And then you repeat the cycle and you get yourself and your family out of this vicious cycle of poverty, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
The only real, question we have is to keep your vibration high. I think all of us are like, we're all energy fields. Yes. Your energy, that's all we all are. So your number one goal in life is to keep your energy level high. So you have to do things that keep you on a high vibration, like a good vibe. It's some form of silence or prayer or meditation in the morning. It's some form of exercise, but it's keeping yourself whole.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist. Success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. When you win, that's when you become so big that they shrink into irrelevance. You cast a shadow that no one even can see them behind you.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
One of the most important things, never, ever quit. Never quit. And I've seen people quitting. And if they would have held out longer, they would have been successful. I've seen it so much. I've seen some of the most brilliant people in the world that never made it because they were quitters. They were just quitters. They would quit. They just couldn't take it. They couldn't whatever. Now, you have to also have flexibility, though. You can't necessarily say, I'm never giving up.
Is this Trump?
You got to be able to weave and bob. You don't have to go through a concrete wall.
It is Trump.
You have to have flexibility. You have to always be able to change course a little bit. Maybe always with...
Why is everybody hating on Trump so much?
How do you, or how can you, stay focused and disciplined for long periods of time?
Y'all don't know everything about his fucking life.
It's not about focus. Same thing like it's not about...
He's not even trying to be a king. He's doing his best. Let him live his fucking life.
Focus, it's not about that. If you cut out all distraction, the thing that's left is focus. So cut out all the noise and I think for once you'll actually enjoy working.
There are a lot of good ideas. There are a lot of good ideas. There are a lot of good ideas.
Translate a good idea into a great product is unbelievably hard. There are so many details. If you think about the difference between winners and losers, winners define themselves by what they made happen, and losers define themselves by what happened to them.
Jesus.
And the difficult part of the lonely chapter is that the Rocky cutscene.
Hey, welcome in, Rebar. I just saw your comments.
5 years in reality.
Yeah, we're having a lot of epiphanies today.
8 hours a day. That's a third of your life. It ain't even 24 hours in a day. You cannot be asleep 8 hours a day. The Bible says, he who loves to sleep and the folding of hands, poverty will set upon you like a thief in the night. I'm gonna ask you one question, I'm gonna go. How many of you in here know somebody who loves to sleep? Let me ask you something. AJ Paul?
You don't need money to start a business. okay? The guys with the money tend not to do so well. I think you really have to know yourself, what your gifts are, and do a lot of it, and try to find some other sucker to do the stuff that you are not good at.
Wait, let me hear what
That's the truth. You'll have a lot. Well, you don't need money to start a business, okay? The guys with the money tend not to do so well. I think you really have to know yourself, what your gifts are, and do a lot of it, and try to find some other sucker to do the stuff that you are not good at. That's the truth.
You only have to be right one time. You don't have to figure it all out in advance. You can be wrong. You can pick the wrong career.
I think that's exactly what I needed to hear today.
The wrong spouse. You can pick the wrong whatever. But you get it right one time, you're set. But if you don't try, and if you don't go out there and try all those different things, you'll never get that one time.
I lost money on my first 2 real estate deals. I lost money on my first crypto deals. I lost money on my first bad hires. I've had 9 failed businesses. I've had 6 failed partnerships. But the crazy thing about entrepreneurship is that you only have to win once.
Alex Hormozi.
Best financial advice you've ever received. Invest in assets, not liabilities. What is the worst financial advice you've ever received? The way to build wealth is saving your money. So true. Third question. What is something you used to value that you don't anymore? Material things. What is something that you think people think is important when it comes to money, but you realize that's not really the right focus? Net worth. Net worth is a crap indicator of real success.
What was your biggest failure and how did that change you?
To really think hard about that. Failure. Never heard of it. There's your answer. Well, there's a ton of failures along the way, that's for sure. For SpaceX, first 3 launches failed, and we're just barely able to scrape together enough parts and money to do the 4th launch. That 4th launch had failed, we would have been dead. So multiple failures along the way. I tried very hard to get the right expertise in for SpaceX. I tried hard to find a great chief engineer for the rocket, but the good chief engineers wouldn't join, and the bad ones, well, there was no point in hiring them. So I ended up being chief engineer of the rocket. So if I could have found somebody better, then we would have maybe had less than 3 failures.
So many things go wrong when you're starting your company, and often I think people ask, what mistakes should you avoid making? And my answer to that question is don't even bother trying to avoid mistakes because you're going to make tons of mistakes, right? And the important thing is actually learning quickly from whatever mistakes you make and not giving up.
Look around you in the world and see the problems people are having. Keep your eyes open, and when you discover one you think you can fix, that is the beginning of a business, my friend. Focus on what you want to achieve and don't listen to all the noise. That noise is horrific and just really, really bad. And it's always going to be eating at you, but you've got to stay focused on the goal.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting. That it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up, no matter what.
Great entrepreneurs know their weaknesses and surround themselves with solutions.
The greatest people are self-managing. They don't need to be managed. Once they know what to do, they'll go figure out how to do it. They don't need to be managed at all. What they need is a common vision. And that's what leadership is. What leadership is having a vision, being able to articulate that so the people around you can understand it, and getting a consensus on a common vision.
I've always worked my buns off, well beyond anybody I know in my peer group.
Here's a decade plus of business lessons summarized into 60 seconds. Promise late, deliver early, learn fast, trust slow. Bet big, test small, give first, ask last. Ignore opinions, treasure facts. Always promote, never slander. Disregard doubters, believe in you. Persist always, and stop never.
I laugh every time I hear people saying, I don't like working for other people. I want to work for myself because I want to set my own hours and I want to... yeah, right. Let me tell you what, when you work for yourself, there are no days. There's no Christmas, there's no Easter. There's none of that when you work for yourself. In the early days. It's a grind. Exactly. You're working through all those holidays. Every day something bad happens. Every day there's problems. Every day somebody's trying to hurt you and take what you built. It's a war every day when you get up in the early days.
People are trying to invest too soon. They're like, I got $5 grand, should I put it in crypto? No, you should not. You don't have any money to put at risk. Put the $5 grand in you, it's no money.
Like, don't think you have any money, you're broke. So invest in yourself. Just keep investing in yourself until you actually have the ability, the marketplace proves that you have the ability to produce money over and over again.
Business is war. There are competitors, winners, and losers. It's binary. You either make money or you lose it.
For anybody young out there listening, love your life, right? Find the things that you can enjoy. Be curious. You don't have to have all the answers. Everybody has something that they're really, really, really good at. That could be world-class great. Every single human being on this planet. And the hard part is just finding what that is.
You know the best way to stop depression? Work your ass off.
Yep.
You don't have time. You want to work so hard that you don't have time for depression.
I knew nothing when I got started. I mean, you have to remember, I was 19 years old when I started Facebook, right? So, I mean, probably the same age or younger than most of you guys. And I knew nothing about business at all.
You want to be rich? Don't be an employee.
Okay.
You want to be rich? Be an entrepreneur. What's a choice?
We're going to wrap it up with that.
Save money, get out of debt, buy a house, and invest in the stock market. I don't touch any of that stuff. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I don't have to. I'm an entrepreneur. I buy the gold mine. I get the gold. I buy the silver mine. I buy the real estate. I buy the hotels. I do not save dollars.
Okay.
I use debt to buy real estate.
Right.
I pay no taxes legally.
Yeah.
And I save gold and silver.
When you grow up,
Yeah, I got a lot to learn still with the whole capital. I'm not broke, I'm not poor, but I'm not like these men yet. I don't know everything. I don't know if I want to know everything about money, because that's going to take away from my spirituality, from my training, from me finding my soulmate and raising a family. So I still know that I need a lot of money and I deserve it and I will manifest more. But I know I have a lot more to learn and I'm forever a student. I'm willing to be taken under somebody's wing. Help the Iron Eagle. Mr. Upstate New York. I know I need to help myself, but it's not a shame to ask for help when needed. God bless everybody. I pray you all have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you, Wired. God bless you, bro. The pump is substantial this evening. Flex Pro Meals has been fueling these gains, and I'm so grateful. I need to give a shout out to Flex Pro Meals again. Transparent Labs, I believe I'm going to order another stack tonight. Fuck it. I need to go make a deposit at the bank. I don't want to walk there, but I don't know who to ask. I am stubborn, but stubborn is part of the equation. It is. And I've always felt like a burden. I've always felt like a fucking burden to ask for help. It's the truth. I've done pretty much everything on my own. I had a couple people, in the past help me in some crucial times. I've never got a loan from a bank. I've never got a loan from all these fucking other places that are trying to give me loans. I trusted some old acquaintances, and I paid back every fucking penny. But when I did this, they never paid me back. And I could call these guys' names out. I could shame them more. But they have to live with this. And they don't believe in karma. But it's real. I'm living proof, I promise, from the depths of my heart and soul. Karma is real. So I tried to tell these people, I'm like, you don't have to pay me back, but I'm telling you, God is going to pay me back, and God is going to disrupt your life in some way. Trying to find the right word there. God doesn't just kill people, but he does spite those who do wrong when somebody is trying to do right. I didn't need to front these people. I didn't need to give out free fucking products and help these people try to rise up. But that's what I did because I thought it was the right thing to do, to create more lions. Because I saw how everybody was becoming so beta and fucking feminine and shy and timid and just having no sense of confidence, reaping insecurities and projecting them constantly upon me. But I'm not fucking hurting anybody. I'm just trying to grow and inspire. Thousands and thousands of dollars. One guy, $3,450 he owes me. So here's your lesson for today. Don't try to become your own fucking loan agency. Don't try to become your own bank, because oftentimes people, they can't control their emotions. They have no emotional intelligence. All they see is an egotistical, arrogant human who they perceive as rich, lending them. And then when they can't go out and do what you do, and you do it well, all that envy fucking boils up. And it creates this turmoil of hostility and anger. 222. We've been streaming 2 hours and 22 minutes. So, help those that seek to be helped. While benefiting yourself. Thank you, Mom. Namaste. God bless, chat.